Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari ji, who is going to be the first expert about to join, where the special invitees. After the inauguration, now we are back with our XDP schedule. I would request to please put off your microphone. Each one of you, there are 3-4 things we have to. We all are faculty members. We all are facing the same problem in our classes. So when the classes are there, the students are there. We can understand they don't know, but we being the faculty, we have to maintain certain decorum. That the first thing that we need to ensure is that all the participants shall remain muted. Necessarily shall remain muted, because we have given these rights to the participants to make the classes interactive. Say any class, when we are dealing with professors, we would not like to make it one-sided. That is why, Madam Dattatreya Bhise, please mute your mic. Madam Dattatreya Bhise, one of the participants, please mute your mic. So, Professor Dattatreya Bhise, please mute your mic. Professor Dattatreya Bhise, please mute your mic. Professor Dattatreya Bhise, please mute your mic. See, we are going to have our expert soon, because I thought we'll have some introduction before our expert comes. Professor Akhilesh Barve and myself will take care of the coordination part. And Professor Akhilesh, should I call Tiwari sir now? Professor Barve, you are muted. You can unmute and then speak. हेलो हाँ हेलो आप नहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं हुई, हमने कोऑर्डिनेट करा लिया था। एक्चुअली चंडीगढ़ ऑफिस से जो कनेक्टेड थे उनसे करा लिया था। मैं आपको लगाता हूँ एक 10 मिनट में, प्रोग्राम शुरू कर दूं मैं जरा आपकी क्लास। हाँ 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 मैं आपसे बात करता हूँ, आपसे बात।
1800 ते 2000 रुपये किलो आणि तुम्ही असेल तर सांगा डिमांड आहे।
हाँ जी बोलिए। हाँ
माझ्या 3 गाई अजूनही दिलेल्या आहेत।
क्या क्या आपकी आवाज
दिल्या म्हणजे त्या मी डिस्पोज ऑफ केल्यासारखं केलं, म्हणजे आहेत नातेवाईकांवर, माझ्या बहिणीच्या जवळ होत्या, नाही काही नाही येत आता काही। काहीतरी नका करू तुम्ही, निर्णय काहीतरी नाही आणि लवकर। आता हा फेज निघून गेला ना, आपण एकदा गुंतवू सरायच्या आपण बसणार पण नाही आपलं, काही नाही नाही फुल नाही आपलं, तर फुल होतं तेव्हाही डोक्यात आहे ते। आता मी सांगितलं की सोडायची की सोडूनच जायचे, हे खूप आहे, विचित्र आहे। घरीच करावं लागेल सुरुवातीला।
72, join. Vimlesh sir. Am I audible, sir?
हाँ, you are audible. Yes, yes. मैं एक्चुअली सबको ट्राई कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ. नहीं, बात हो गया आपका सर से?
नहीं, अभी वही चल रहा है. कनेक्ट करेंगे सर से बात नहीं हो पाती. हेलो.
नहीं, वो अभी आ जाएंगे. He will come. But
अच्छा, मैं बात नहीं करूँ, काट दूँ.
नहीं, हाँ, कार्ड
आपकी बात हो गई?
हाँ, मेरी बात हो गई. But he is busy. हाँ, he is busy in some another meeting after some time, so not for long time with us. So he's coming in 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then what we can do is
आ गए सर, आ गए. There is
लाइट नहीं कि लाइट वहां से गया है. आना पड़ना. अब क्या करो, पहले जंगल लगाओ.
प्रणाम सर.
सर प्रणाम.
सुनील साहब सुनाई दे रहा है?
हाँ
Yes,
सर,
sir, yes,
बढ़िया.
sir, बिल्कुल सुनाई दे रहा है.
आप
एकदम
म्यूट
बढ़िया.
हो. म्यूट. आप म्यूट हो.
हाँ सर. नहीं सर, मैं ठीक हूँ सर. मैं म्यूट नहीं हूँ सर. मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपको?
आपको हमारी आ रही है. अब आपको सुनाई दे रहा है मेरा?
आवाज आ रही है
हाँ,
सर?
सर, आ रही है.
आवाज आ रही है.
Yes, सर, आ रही है.
तो चालू करते हैं सर. थोड़ा सा बताना.
सर 1-2 मिनट में आपको इंट्रोड्यूस कर दूं सर. 2 मिनट लूंगा बस. 2 मिनट.
अरे सर, हम खुद ही कर देते हैं बच्चों को.
सर मुझे मौका दे दीजिए. सर मुझे मौका दे दीजिए. I will be privileged. Yeah. So very good afternoon to all the dear participants. I and Professor Akhilesh Barve from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, MNIT Bhopal, take this privilege to present our warm welcome to Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari, who is now Director of NITI Mumbai. अगर मैं पूरा पढ़ूं, suppose if I go and really in detail try to introduce, it will take a lot of time. So as per the instruction I received from Professor Tiwari ji, that I would like to have a brief introduction. I will only touch those issues which are relevant to our today's talk. Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari, who is Director NITI Mumbai, has got his doctorate from University of Jadavpur. Before that, masters from NIT Allahabad and graduation from now NIT Nagpur. Those days it was REC Nagpur. Amongst the achievements and honors, we are privileged that we have a fellow of National Academy of Engineers, India. He is rated second among many researchers working in logistics and supply chain management in India. Placed at the 14th position in the world's top 20 most productive authors in 5 leading production and operations management journal. 9th position in the world's top 10 productive authors in the last decade. Rated as rank 1 among top 100 individual researchers across the world who has published research articles in IJPR, which is everybody's dream journal to be published. His research interests include decision support models, planning, scheduling and control, problems of manufacturing system, supply chain network, AI application in manufacturing, intelligent search techniques, nature-inspired algorithms, agent technology and its applications, planning problem of assembly, disassembly, continuous improvement techniques. Apart from all this, I would like to throw some light on his professional career. Started way back in 1996. He was lecturer at Department of Mechanical Engineering, NERIST. 96 to 98, he was senior lecturer, Department of Mechanical Engineering, NERIST. Then up till 2005, he joined NIFFT Ranchi, a unique institute of its own kind. Then became professor at NIFFT Ranchi. He joined as associate professor in the Department of Industrial Engineering and Management, IIT Kharagpur in 2007, and then continued as associate professor till 2010 onwards, he became professor in the Department of Industrial Engineering and Management, now which is known as Department of Industrial and System Engineering. He has many consultancy projects and sponsored projects from different government missionaries and even international bodies. He has conducted a lot of management development programs while being at different organizations, predominantly working with IIT Kharagpur. He has been at editorial activities at so many journals of repute. And in fact, because of his instruction, I would only say one line that always I found with him practically, which he is following, and he always quote, "Parit bas jinke ban mahi, तिनका जग दुर्लभ कछु नाही." तुलसीदास की लाइन है सर, आपके रिज्यूम में मुझे हमेशा बड़ी अट्रैक्ट करती है. Those who keep others' interest in mind, for them nothing is rare in this world. And I and Barve are associated with you since long, and we have ourselves realized that you are one of those who do not only preach, who have been using this particular line written by Tulsidas ji in your own life. With these words, I would welcome you, sir, to this platform again after the inauguration, and would request you to kindly enrich the knowledge of all of us in the area of digital supply chain management today. I know to ask you to restrict to one particular topic is something asking the ocean to remain its own limit. But because of time constraint and as instructed by you, we would like to listen more on this digital SCM in view of the prevailing pandemic situation. So thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Over to Professor M.K. Tiwari ji, please.
Thank you, please. And thank you, Soni Saab. And I'm really glad and see that I am at your platform. So please tell me, my slide is visible to all of you or not?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay, sir. So on this particular occasion, where the MNIT Bhopal, which is headed by none other than my friend Professor N.S. Raghuvanshi, who is an accomplished scholar of repute, I am so nice that these two young faculty, they are organizing a course and which is going to be beneficial to both the participants as well as those industry professionals who are attending this. So without taking too much time, I just want to come to the main topic because there are some other engagement, which because of that I could not get enough time to devote to you. But I will cover some of the crux of the matter, particularly really digital supply chain management. So if you see this topic here, I just want to mention that what is the need of a digital supply chain, particularly after knowing the impact of this pandemic, particularly coronavirus, and how it has affected the life and market and economy of the countries. So you can see that how much damage it has done. Say the global market has reduced by 17.6%, and total, at least rough estimate suggests that 200 odd lakh rupees has been wasted because we could not do much business. There is a huge labor shortage because people have migrated from the main industrial corridor to their places. Trucks are not plying on the road because drivers are not available for plying and doing the transport activity. Last mile delivery is badly affected because of the hard zones and lockdown situations. Flight suspension and planes are grounded for a long time. Railway road networks are closed and ports and ship movements are badly affected. These are the all which are connected with the supply chain, and how could have reduced some of these disruptions. So for that, actually, if you see the one of the key ingredients are like other aspects which connected with this were like say how the globalization to regionalization came into picture. Because when there is disruptions in the supply chain, then suppose a product or parts or subparts or sub-assemblies are complete part coming from the other country, like China is the main supplier of so many things, particularly steel products and others, then it would be very difficult to maintain the level of stock and meet the demands of the people. So therefore, long back ago, somewhere I remember my friend and one noted scholar of the MIT, Professor Simchi Levy, gave an idea that was, say, everybody of you are aware that what is the offshoring and onshoring. Then in between that, he realized something and then he gave an idea of nearshoring. So when he said nearshoring, it means your supply source or production source should be very near to the consumption source. So by this logic, he gave at that time to minimize the cost. But now in the era of pandemic, you can see that had there been not much dependency on the suppliers from abroad or different places, then how could have efforts made by us to save the economy? So here you can see the labor cost, which is the major attraction of the companies towards Asia. So this was one of the many companies started coming to us. Large electronic equipment manufacturers, now they are moving from China and they want to come to India. Return of the regional supply chain presents an incredible complex challenge because we have to maintain the infrastructure in that line. And this impact of global sourcing, particularly pharmaceutical industry, is around 80%. Because of active components of drug supply chains, they are either come from China or India. And you can see that some measures that we have to take, like eliminate single source dependencies. We have to create some multiple sources, though it may lead to more cost, but at least reliability will be there in supplying. So we have to establish flexible and adaptable supply chain, means where you can make changes in the locations and components of the supply chain. We can develop better product indicators at the real end. So part come and one can develop more product in a house or very near to the delivery place, and then arrange subsystems and component suppliers in such a manner that cost-effective and proper delivery can be ensured. As you can see that because of the slowdown, Apple is struggling to get components from supplier worldwide and facing slowdown in its supply chain. Ford closed its plant in North America and Europe. Tesla forced install an inferior processor in its Model 3 cars. This all happens because of this. Then digital supply chain, which normally nowadays talk of, and we are going to launch a global course on digital supply chain. And my course instructor in this course will be Professor David Simchi Levy of MIT, who has been rated very high in the community of logistics and supply chain. He's also editor-in-chief of Management Science, one of the top journal in the world, coming out of the Informs. So month of November, almost every Saturday, Sunday, we will start this 1.5 hour program daily, and we will link it with the popular media so that anyone can see it. But those who want certificate only, they have to pay something, otherwise it will be free of cost. So this we are going to serve for the entire community of the industry as well as academia, so that all of you can know.
Yes, sir, I have attended your session.
Yes, sir, we are going to launch a new course.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. You are in the Facebook also, and you have provided the link in the Facebook, which I have attended with the same sir. The one session you conducted. Yeah.
That actually that was over. Now I'm talking about in future. That a 30-hour course we are going to launch very soon with him.
Okay.
For the entire globe, actually, correct?
Okay.
So that anyone can attend it, and for them nothing to pay. Only
Okay.
those who want certificate, only they can have to pay something. And this we are purely doing to serve the community of our industry, academics, and practitioners, so that
Okay.
they can take advantage out of the deep knowledge and practices that we used to practice on this particular topic.
Great.
So,
When it is going to start, sir?
sir, mostly November, sir, because already we have discussed everything and all the things are finalized. Only platform we are choosing. The moment
Okay, sir.
we choose platform, we will give you link to everywhere. Correct?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sir.
So as you can see that this particular digital supply chain, where there is a mix of the software, hardware, communication protocol, and networks, they all actually ensure the huge interactions among the globally distributed organizations. And this way, their partners are also sharing the information with respect to the quantity, quality, type, transportation devices, and all other related things. So you can say it's a basically digital supply chain is an intelligent entity where the value-driven network that leverages the new approaches with technology and analytics. When I say analytics means, say when you have the real data, like say we are solving a problem where the around 400 items that are available in a store, grocery store. So how these 400 items demand varies in an entire year. So suppose this data is available to you, then based on that data, how can we analyze and tell, okay, per week, each items, how much stock actually we should keep so that no customer will go without having the items from our grocery store. So such an analysis requires all the knowledge of data cleaning and then clustering and then making pattern out of that using the logistic regression or other regression, or even if complex data is there, then CNN, even deep technologies like deep learning and extreme learning will be used, reinforced learning will be used to come out of a better decision support model actually. So as you can see, the digital supply chain management, what it offers. First of all, it offers you speed. When I say speed means particularly selection of the transport media, warehouse clearances, and selection of the devices for transportation, and also stock calculations, order processing, all this gets very easy. It's really flexible because it can gives you many options, particularly about the demand and meeting the supply situations, because you can have options of choosing the similar kind of supplier because already you have done the analysis. So it is up to you to, in order to meet the timeline, you can go ahead with that. Then demand of the customer for more and more individualized product is continuously increasing, and therefore we have to use some kind of approach which can easily help you in taking decisions. And it is accurate because next generation of performance management system provides real-time end-to-end transparency throughout the chain, because the application of blockchain and many other technologies, particularly RFID for identifying the goods and services, their numbers, they all, if you integrate, certainly accuracy of delivery will enhance like anything. And then efficiency in supply chain is also boosted by the automation of operations for the physical task. And we can say that we are having a just case study here, where in a big warehouse, there are thousands of the robots and AGVs and pallets and carts. They are handling the item, and there is no collision among the robots, and their path is well planned through the network planning structure, and had such arrangement with the unmanned vehicle or even manned vehicle with efficient management of the scheduling of the driver could have been there, then some of the evil impact of this pandemic could have easily been saved actually. So this is well established conclusion about that. And then as you can see that traditionally how the digital supply chain differs with the traditional supply chain. As you can see here, in the traditional supply chain, we have supplier, production, distribution, customer, no problem. But here, interaction is there between the previous stages like this. Correct? But if you see the digital supply chain, if it is called control tower that looks after all this, like say supplier, production, distribution, customer, then you can say with this tower, there is an interaction with every segments, correct? So that way, the quality, status, order, plan, confirmation, etc. happening at each stage. So therefore, track and trace, that is sense and respond, is very good in digital supply chain, whereas because of only one-to-one sharing, it is not so efficient as it is the digital way. So automatically you can see the level of interaction, and based on that you can yourself comment that how digital supply chain is going to be much more interactive and faster and giving better response. And as you can see, normally this concept came from the oil supply chain, so called supply chain tower actually. So this tower is the heart of the digital supply chain, where many of the decision support models are inbuilt and only information sharing from each one is coming up, and accordingly decisions are taken and communicated. So pillars of digital supply chain, as you can see, that they are something like predictability, sustainability, traceability, and agility. What they each represent actually. So as you can see in the predictability, our job is to predict the customer's buying patterns through analytics, then judging or establishing or forecasting the system downtime so that we can easily manage the energy, resources, etc. The moment you say sustainability, then certainly we need to protect our raw materials, we need to protect the fuels, we need to protect the less energy consumption, we have to ensure the less carbon footprint. So, and also without violating the trade norms and etc., if you do all these things in a responsible manner, also ensure the recycling of the old goods or used goods in a well-defined manner, then that will leading to the sustainability. The moment you come, traceability is very important component because each one of you wants, where is my item? How can I locate it? What is the position of my communication that has come in the form of sending the articles? All these things, that is the, you can say, it offers the provenance of product or intelligent ingredients throughout the value chain of the data of the ownership through the ecosystem of the digital connectivity. The agility of any organization and people's role refers to that how responsible and speedy manner you can address the needs and requirements of the people. And of course, whether you are following distributed control or centralized control, that depends on the type of operations you are doing. And we have to link it with the communication systems, and then you can go ahead with that. So challenges before supply chains, that is a very popular word. You can see industry 4.0. Similarly, there is a term for supply chain 4.0 also. That is how it emerges, what are the challenges, what are the you can say decade-wide changes that took place in the supply chain connectivity, value chain analysis. Then you can say that data capturing and management, integration of the process optimization, physical process execution, and humans and machines. These are all the targets to which we can make the cyber physical infrastructure of a chain to behave like a digital chain. So you can say the main value drivers of this, you can say transformations are planning, physical flow, performance management, order management, collaborations, and supply chain strategy. So with the help of these, now let's see that how we can go closer to that. So you can find that challenges which are related to the digital operations are security. Correct? Because many volumes and you can say petabytes of data are being transferred. So in that case, that how the volume variability and velocity, which shows each one like say transnational, time phase data, social channel, customer service, warranty, then the social sensor data like temperature, pressure, field, QR codes, GPS systems, and then you can say new data types. They all are actually posing challenges in the digital supply chain, and therefore processing and securing the essential and various other data is a big challenge before the community. So future of digital supply chain is to develop a chain and management strategies that embeds all the right technology like RFID, like blockchain, like all other things. Then also it has a provision of AI algorithms to do all the related computations. Then optimize the global material information flows. This is very interesting topic and job we have to do because most of the models of simulation and operation research, they are being used to carry out this optimization. And lead time reduction is a prime formula. Those who are aware of the quick response manufacturing launched by the Professor Rajan Suri. So this was the focus, like say lean focus is waste, in Six Sigma focus is that how 3.4 ppm. Similarly, in this system where you want to become lean and you want to follow that how you are responsive, then you have to maintain the such kind of relationship and define lead time compression should be one of the. And very interesting technology recently received a lot of attention to achieve the targets of digital supply chain in the digital twin. Digital twin is not, you can say, any physical object or anything. It's a combination of the many devices through which we can mimic what is the actual system. You can copy what is the actual system, and then you can make the experiments in the digital twin, and then translate this idea and bottlenecks removal process to the actual system. So that way, without disturbing the actual system, you can carry out many innovative experiments in the vertical this digital twin, through digital twin, and you can make the supply chain really work effective and efficient. So as you can see here, like say different kind of environment, input and technology that we require to this, and then what are the things which first you like say what economic advantage, such as customer, and how socially it links with data. So you can see here, these are the design simulation process, the manufacturing activities, the quality inspections, then it is packaging, and then finally going to put into the either go down or through the vertical tracks, it goes to other places. So like this. And then input, here if you see data design files, product specification files, and required quality level, correct? And they are having time with the request for the quotation from the either ERP team, customers. So the technology that normally we use are like big data, data storage, cloud computing, CPS systems, AI is correct, ERP and blockchain. And once it is ready, then you can say this will leading to the virtual what you call a digital twin, and that will help you in simulating and taking decisions. This is very interesting representation of the digital twin. Here you can see that in supply chain, these are the different entities like raw material, supplier, manufacturer, distributor, logistics and retailer, and finally customer. So you are getting a lot of data from this. So data collection sources there. How to collect data? Through readers, sensors, camera, meter, robot arm, QR code, RFID, like this. Once you have the data, now this need to be transmitted. So what is the information mechanism? You have a communication network, Wi-Fi access point, you have micro base stations, you have IoT gateways, and this is small base stations. So from here, the technology and Wi-Fi access points, you go to the next level that is called data analytics level. So data cleaning, data integration and compression, and then distributed computing model of the file system you follow, and then fast storage, short-term storage, long-term archival you see, and finally storage and computing. So after this, then there are 4 analytics methods that you apply depends on the type of data and situations you are having to get your problem addressed and quickly think of implementing. So digital supply chain twin for manufacturing disruptions has been shown here, like say disruption data related to the food, power outage, storms, finance disaster, and strikes. Particularly, there is an analysis for the statistical analysis too, to know that how situation will be improved or what are the things we have to take into account. And based on that, you can see the you have to use the big data analytics and then data from simulation model come as a filter, then machine learning, and that way you have to use the events and constraint system, that is optimization model. And thereafter, this is the real-time control, then reactive recovery planning module, and then proactive resilient supply chain design, the prediction and analysis you do, and finally it have to link with the performance analysis. Correct? So traditional supply chain network, if you see again, I have already defined you here. The cognitive planning is done among, say, the plan here, result development of things and source, make, delivery support. And this is for good 3D printing type of environment. And this is the sensor driven replacement. So, and they all are well connected through the digital core, as you can see, that these are big server type of things through which connects all have been saving the information. And then the network sub-digital supply chain works like physical to digital, as you know very well. And then digital to digital, that is exchange, and enrich the information using advanced analytics. Digital to physical, like how delivery information in automated and more effective ways generate actions and changes in the world. So if you can further put your glance, then you can notice that in digital supply chain strategy, there are advanced analytics, IoTs, augmented realities, virtual realities, and wearables, then advanced robotics, 3D printing, structured collaboration, and crowdsourcing. So these are some of the support systems that you are having. And based on that, you have to carry out the digital planning, digital supply, digital manufacturing, digital logistics, and each one component is well described, you can easily understand. And then new venture with the digital supply chain, if you can check. Then there are the tracking, forecasting, and data management. So these three will be the one vertical centers of the proposed supply chain. And then based on that, we need also people who can have a high level ethical values and they can support the way this digital supply chain is being talked and how its impact is there in the both consumer side and industry side. So as you can see that tracking different stages, record for entry and exit, first out rules, and then forecasting, you have rationing, short gaming, these are the different tools, and data science tools also being used nicely for forecasting. And then data management is the historical data, live point sales data, automate orders data. So these are the things which we can easily pick up from the different databases. And then here we have listed on the steps that how traditional supply chain can be transformed. So we have noted that some of the COVID implies the systems and preventions already you take, then reinforce screening protocols, restrict non-essential travel, align the IT and support systems. Like this, we have clearly written what are the different steps actually. And then it is also known as supply chain for tomorrow because it has the ability to have a control tower to control the data and give the instructions. Then we have the what we call module for supply chain simulation, optimization, then many intelligent control techniques are there, then end-to-end information management, supplier performance and supply chain diagnostics. So these are some of the, you can say, as of tomorrow, supply chain of tomorrow. And then this COVID also gave a lot of benefits also, like say people have started innovating and they have innovated a very good channels for discussions, particularly that may avoid the cost of huge travel. Then as you can see that reimaging the new business model like farm efficiency to resiliency, from globalization to regionalization, towards automation, multiple screening scenario planning, and then focus on the customers and leverage business towards networks. So like this, you can see how the reimagining data like use of predictive and self-learning softwares, digital talent and skills, like how they build up the detailed website and related information systems. And in doing that, we have to bother about the flexibility and reliability and adaptability of the system. So there are new business models are coming up because of the COVID, like hospital industry, cyber security and data management. So you can see the mail. A lot of people are contacting you for solving this, solving that. So they are all the outcome of such kind of technology. So with this, actually, Soniji and Achilles, I quickly actually rush to complete the topic because I have another meeting at 3 o'clock. So any question answer is there, either I can try for 2-3 minutes, otherwise Please collect the questions and give it to me so that I can
That's-
answer you and you can.
Sir, really, it's a we are very thankful that you have, after your busy schedule, you have taken some time for us and enlighten on the digital supply chain area and shown it. The presentation was very informative. I have noted so many things from your presentation, sir. It was very informative. I asked any one question from audience, one or two questions only, because sir is busy. Sir has another meeting. If you have any question which is related to digital SCM, you can ask. Otherwise, you can give me, and then we will talk with sir later on and compile your all queries. I just want to share one thing, sir, with the student about you. So I got an opportunity to work with sir and his lab. So sir normally calls students at night 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So that was really the way, the patient what sir has, and we have to learn from the sir. So if he's sitting in that position, it is not good to only simple way to reach up to that journey, and the journey itself says a lot of things. So I was associated with him in the last 15, 20 years, and I was watching him continuously. The dedication to work, dedication to research. Sir, we are just salute to you, sir, and then
Thank you.
sir. So thank you very much, sir, for coming and enlightening us.
Take care. Take care, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for. And now I just request all participants that we will meet again on 3:45, and our next session on design thinking with Professor Punit Tandon, Professor IIITDM Jabalpur. So we are meeting again at 3:45. Till that, you have your tea by your own. It is a restrictions digital. It is a restriction of COVID, so we have to prepare tea ourselves. Bye.
Akhilesh ji,
Sir.
one second.
Sir. Shoni sir is there.
I was thinking that if you can do that job because your video is on, what we can do is
Yeah.
3-4 things that we need to tell the participants about the strength that they should join regularly on time. Number two,
Okay.
because the attendance is being recorded and the attendance percentage and the test marks and all that details, if you can brief out, mainly these two. And then later on, if any question answers are there, then and the muting the mic and all that. So can you please just brief them about the overall system in case of online classes, though they have maintained everything, but still if you can
Yeah.
brief out and then you can ask. Thank you.
Yeah. So as sir suggested, so Vimlesh Soni sir suggested, I just telling you one thing that when you are joining, so one thing you have to be very careful that you have to mute your mic so that there will not be any disturbance with others. There is one thing, first and foremost thing. Second thing, there is importance of attendance also. So you are coming here for some learning purpose. So and when we arrange so many parties, so many speakers from the great institutes, so it is a great opportunity for you all to learn and to note the things. Like right now, we have seen the session of Professor Tiwari. So what are the different areas what he is talking about on the digital SCM only? So I have noted a lot of things from that lecture. So you can also do that and attend, and then you can learn. If you not attend, then it's very difficult to take some good things from this session. And the next one, the important is that if you have some queries, you can note down, you can send us, you can mail us, and we will try to rectify you. The third thing is that we have some session written test at the end of the fifth day. So it will be kind of question answer, kind of multiple choice, kind of, but you have to perform on that. So we will ask questions on the basis of the lectures, whatever the speakers, experts have delivered. So you have to maintain the record. You have to learn something and note down the things. So that would be useful to you. And when you are going to join, you try to join 10 minutes before. So that So you have to join 10 minutes before, so that likewise this kind of problems are there. So then it will disturb the whole decorum of our program. So this should not be there. So and then I think now you all are the faculty and PG and PG and the graduate, postgraduate and PhD students. So I think you also are facing the problems while you are teaching to others. So you can understand better that how to maintain the decorum and discipline in our sessions. By these words only, I just stop myself, and we will meet again on the 3:45 with the lecture of Professor Puneet Tandon. Okay. Yeah, somebody is asking that they will get PowerPoint presentation. We can request the experts to give us PPT so that we can share with you. But it is again, it depends that if the experts will share the PPT with us, then only we can share with you. Sure. So we will try our best to collect the PPTs from the experts, but it is again up to them that if they will give us, we will send it to you. Meanwhile, we will provide you some materials also. So the materials and in the terms of research papers, in terms of books. So suppose my next session, which I am going to take on the third session, project management, which is from the one book only, so that if we are a teacher, so we should know from where we are teaching and how to teach. So if it is from the particular book, then the delivery and understanding to the students are better. So I think it's okay. Okay, so then we are meeting again 3:45. Bye. Bye everyone. Have a tea and then we will meet again.
मुझे नहीं अच्छा